This episode is brought to you by Bellator's Publishing, bringing stories to the world that last forever.
Lloreth, the thing that he has against the witches, they adore dragons, and they were the responsibles of bringing the vampire curse to the Fey world.
So he says they're dragon lovers. Well, obviously there's some kind of connection there, but there's supposed to be no dragons left. It's possibly kind of foreshadowing for what's going to happen in Brimstone, because we suspect there's going to be dragons in Brimstone. Should we play a game? Who's got the best joke for the Quicksilver? I asked my husband if I was the only one he'd slept with. He said yeah, the others were at least 7s and 8s.
I talked to my wife. She was drawing her eyebrow to hide. She looked surprised.
Stop right there. This is suspicious for me, because why would he just be looking for Onyx? He must either like the fox or is bored. He's like, I'm going to go play with the fox. I think Carrion knows that something is different about Onyx.
Hello and welcome to Faithfully Fantasy,
The husband and wife podcast talking all things Quicksilver.
I'm JC.
And I'm Sean.
And today we'll carry on with our deep dive of Quicksilver with chapters 37 to 39. And just heads up, we might use strong language and explore adult themes.
This episode will contain spoilers from Quicksilver, the Kingfisher POV chapters on Callie Hart's website, and snippets of information we've had from Callie Hart herself.
And before we start, quick reminder, if you want early access to our episodes, bonus content every month, and no annoying ads like this one, you can have all of this by becoming a supporter. You can try it for free now and cancel anytime. For the best deal, visit faithfullyfantasy.com or simply subscribe on Spotify or Apple Podcasts for instant access. Don't miss out and become part of our community.
Also, if you're enjoying the show, please take a second to rate us wherever you're listening. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, all of it. It helps more fantasy lovers find us, and it's one of the easiest ways to support the show. A quick tap and you've made our day.
And before we dive into this week's discussion, it's time for comments from the human realm, our new segment where we pull a comment or a question from YouTube or Spotify and share it with everyone. Today's turn is for Awakened Valaris.
And she commented on our deep dive of chapters 29 to 32. She said, great insights once again. Every week you remind me that I really need to pay a lot more attention to the details in this book. So we think this is to do with the sword and what Cerys can do, and that there's going to be a lot more power to be seen.
And now, without further ado, let's enter the map 10.
So, Fisher's in bed, calling Cerys over like, let's forget that argument about my slow motion death and just focus on saving Evelyn. The emotional equivalent of sweeping the corpse under the rug. Cerys, being the romantic she is, agrees. Fisher teleports them to the Ballard apartment, Evelia's most romantic destination, complete with candles and hope. They kiss, the runes start glowing, and she thinks maybe, just maybe, this is her magical destiny. Fisher gets a new tattoo. He's accepted the bond. Cerys is torn because she's mortal and he's Fae, basically the supernatural version of Nothing Lasts Forever. Next morning, Fisher's gone. Classic. Leaves a note. Hey babe, I'm off to die heroically. Don't wait up. Also leaves his sword because he can't risk Malk getting his greasy mitts on a god's sword. Cerys is not having it. She storms back home to Karlish, shows the note to her friends, and they all go, cool, so we're going on a rescue mission, right? Carrion says he's coming, but first he needs a fancy sword. Cerys forges one, and he immediately names it Simon, because apparently god swords need a middle-class British name now. Evelyn literally falls through a hole in the ceiling, and everyone's like, right, adventure time! They jump up into the magic shadow gate, which dumps Cerys ribs first into a lake. They climb a cliff, because teleportation is never convenient. Reach a creepy amphitheatre full of chanting trapped souls, screaming, Anorath more! We found Fisher. Surrounded by hundreds of creepy feeders, Then the captain of the guard pops up, eyes full of Quicksilver like a haunted mirror ball, opens another weird portal, and Fisher telepathically screams, "Don't go in there!" And naturally, Ceres goes in there.
So we're reaching basically the climax on this book.
In more ways than one in the next chapter.
Yeah, directly in chapter 1 of this episode.
Several times.
5 times, I remember. Or something like this, yes. But now, let's go to the fine print. The part of the show where we scour the pages for clues of what's to come. Chapter 37.
Much sharper. Obviously, this literally just means that Fisher's canine teeth, because he said, "My teeth are much sharper than yours." But is it that he's being more open? He's finally telling her that he's in love with her.
Yeah, I was thinking the same that in this episode or in this chapter is when he is completely sincere with her and he is just no filtered. He said, "I love you," and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting that you say the same to me or to something the same.
Yeah, he's accepting the bond.
Yeah.
But he says, "Careful, Osha, my teeth are much sharper than yours."
So we saw this chapter with Sarah that she's getting ready to go to bed in the living room, basically when she's been sleeping the previous days when she got this massive fight with Fisher. But then Fisher appears barefoot and shirtless and with the tattoos swirling all around as well. And I started thinking that maybe this is happening when it's maybe like a reflex of his emotions or when there's something really intense on him, because it's always when maybe it's living like an intense moment with Sarah's, either because it's love or anger or something, or it's
So
like
you
provoking this.
So you think they just are still otherwise?
Yeah, I think most of the time they just stay in the same position and then maybe they manifest Fisher emotion and then they start to move
That's
around.
interesting. I just assumed that they would be
all the time
constantly moving. Yeah. I thought that everybody's tattoos just moved around.
Yeah. It might be like, again, like Maui from Moana. It had just one little tattoo that's moving all around. But
no, I think that the Fae tattoos in this book just swirl around. It's quite cool.
It's interesting. So Fisher wants to spend the night with her, and then he makes a shadow gate, and he takes her, and Cyrus is like, "Oh, what a lazy guy! He's not able to take me like just walk into the room that is just really close." He gives us a surprise. They go to Ballard when he has a big surprise, when he has like candles and really romantic environment here. And here's when he just go all in for her.
I know. It's like really, really lovely. And this is where we get some of the like iconic lines that everybody quotes. "Make me forget that I've ever suffered. Make me forget that I will again."
So yeah, it's really romantic, I say, but then it starts to mix up with something, at least for me, strange, when Fisher started to cut her lips with his canines, and then she started to bleed, and they start just keep kissing with all the blood all around the mouth.
I know, it's really gross as well, how she's like, the blood coated our tongues. I'm like, oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this because I was thinking as well, is it maybe this a hint that maybe she has some vampire thing inside her, or it's just
she
like
doesn't
a
yet,
clue?
but it is like foreshadowing, isn't it, that she would. It's all
had,
about
she had already
blood.
a test for blood, basically.
Yeah, and gross. I agree with you because this scene is like very well written, and obviously all of Callie Hart's like racy moments are really, really well written, and it doesn't take away how good this scene is. It's just, it is gross. Yeah, I can't get past the blood coating the tongues.
Yeah, it's just strange.
Also, like at one point, I don't know if it's this chapter or a previous chapter, but she bites her own tongue until it bleeds. Was that the last week?
Yeah, I think, last
Can you
episode.
actually do that?
No, on purpose. Happen a lot while you're eating, I think.
Oh, yeah, but you wouldn't be able to do it like, would you? Would you be able to?
I think I will hurt, but not to the point that I bleed, because I think in the tongue you have just like marks, but to make it bleed, you had to give it like a deep cut.
Yeah. I basically don't have any canines at all. I mean, I have canines, obviously, but they're like really rounded. You have really sharp canines.
Oh, yeah. They cut me a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have fanines. I'm going to start calling them fanines. I don't. I have really round ones. So in this moment as well, Fisher says, "You light me up," which I think is another fire/light reference for Ceres. I think there's several clues and hints that she is going to become the light to his shadow, so possibly one of her fae powers will be light. We got the sword, Solus, which is obviously linked to Sol. We got fire as a rune on one of her knuckles or one of her fingers or something.
Yeah, it's definitely so many reference about Ceres and light. So I wouldn't be surprised if she gets something similar to Fisher has with the shadows, but with light.
Yeah.
So maybe she can just cover everything in light and still blending people.
It's kind of similar to Ren's, isn't it? Ren's power is light.
But he draws like balls of light and then they just explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get the iconic line. Nobody will ever fuck you the way that I'm about to fuck you, Ceres Fane. I'm about to introduce you to all 7 gods. When you meet them, don't forget to tell them I'm the one you worship on your knees. I did it again. I should make you read the Fisher lines.
Yeah, but that's the line that I guess a lot of people enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was reading it on the Kindle this time, and I don't know how many thousands of people highlighted that line. Nobody ever highlights the Easter eggs or the like sneaky little cute clues. Everyone always highlights lines like this.
Yeah.
But it is, there's several reels, isn't there? Like Anthony Palmini saying this, and people have the headphones on and they're like listening to it for the first time, and they're like blushing and embarrassed.
Yeah, then I saw a reel as well. There's a woman with the headphones listening to this kind of scene, and then the husband arrives in the car and they connect automatically to the car. the husband is like, Jesus,
well,
she's listening.
You would know exactly what I was listening to.
Yes, but still.
Yeah, there's some as well where, like, I mean, it's terrible to joke about something like this, but where there's been a car crash and there's like a load of women hanging out the windows and the fire brigade arrive and it's this sound playing.
But yeah, they have sex multiple times. And maybe here when we start to find out why Fisher constantly was putting everything dark, because first he didn't want the Ceres to find out about the tattoos they get during sex. So maybe I start to see that trend. Every time they have sex, a new tattoo appears or a new rune or something. And this time is a bird that appears in Fisher.
He gets a new one because he's accepted the bond.
Yes.
So he's not got one just because they're being intimate. He's got one because he's physically accepted the bond. Yeah, it's wings, isn't it, on his neck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be kingfisher wings, or it could be any kind of wings. I don't know.
I mean, the guy is called Kingfisher, so if you're going to relate it with a bird.
I think her tattoo is a kingfisher, the one on her chest.
Yeah.
But there's so many bird references in this book that...
You're expecting they should have maybe like a tattoo symbolizing the other, not themselves.
Yeah.
It? So like Ceres, Kingfisher.
So I wonder if they're not bird wings at all. They could be angel wings. And there's like a god's blessing thing.
Yeah.
Could be an angel.
Could be. But I think she said there's like green or blue, so it's not white.
Yeah, they're like
yeah.
I imagine them to be like, you know, that green purple that you can't quite tell if it's green or purple.
No.
You know, like loads of people used to have cars, like with they're wrapped.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an iridescent colour.
Yeah.
Where sometimes you look at it, it's green, sometimes you look at it, it's purple. You must know. You must know.
Yeah.
I remember it from not Need for Speed. There was another game where you could get a car which was like wrapped like a Toyota Celica or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she. This is really fun. I just found these 3 chapters really funny. There was one line where she's like, I wish I could just draw him and remember him like this forever, but I'm not an artist like his mom. And I have this image where she's drawing a picture of him and it's absolutely shit. She's just got like a kid's drawn it.
Like
I think we should do that. I think we should draw each other. Like Ceres would draw Kingfisher and it would be really terrible.
So it's gonna be like a Titanic scene, but with really shit outcome.
Yeah. Paint me like one of your French girls. But she's actually really bad at it.
Yeah. But yeah, like you say, Fisher has accepted the bond. And he tells to Ceres, and Ceres starts to freaking out. Like, what you do? Why? And he starts to laugh for her. And he was like, Jesus, calm down. That your heart is racing. Are you going to have a heart attack or something? And she was obviously freaking out because she thinks, or maybe she knows, they can't be together because the life expectation or the Fae is very different to like the human.
Yeah, I mean, at this moment, if not before, it became very obvious that she would become at least, like, if not immortal, she would become very long-lived. And it's not uncommon in books about Fae that the human also becomes a Fae. There's several stories that happens in.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, I guess, a surprise that it happened at the end. But this bit is like sealing the deal that...
Yes, and Fisher doesn't care because he says that it doesn't matter if it's 80 years, 18 hours. For him, is being with her is the greatest honor. And I think at this moment, he decided already that he just going to the suicide mission. And this is kind of like how Mandela's moment. Yes.
Yeah. She says, I was going to have a heart attack or my heart was going to break in two. And I think there is also some foreshadowing about the fact that she will have half a Fae heart and half a vampire heart by the end of it. Yeah, you would never have guessed these things, but when you read them for the second reading or the third reading, they jump out, don't they? And again, like, just wonder what is gonna... When we've read Brimstone in November, it's gonna just... When we read Quicksilver again, it's all just gonna be obvious. Loads of foreshadowing.
Yes, but here Fisher, he's doing it just because he wants to express how much Ceres means to him. And he's not doing it because he's expecting that she's going to do the same or she's going to say exactly the same. As a matter of fact, he's like trying to change the topic. And Sarah's like, okay, let's going to talk about something else. And then when she asks to him, oh, last time that we came here, you said that you were looking for something, but in the end you didn't get it. What you were looking for before? And then he said that, oh yeah, he came here for a little hope. And that is the end of the chapter.
It's lovely. I think that's what he's done today as well. Because, and some people criticize this part of the book. Like, I've seen a lot of criticism for, like, your sister's in danger. What are you going to do? Just go on a romantic break for a night? And I don't agree with the criticism because I don't let people criticize this book because I love it. No, I don't agree with the criticism because it was always the plan that Malcolm would meet them at dusk in the following days. If they went early, he wasn't going to be there. Lane wasn't going to be there. They only had, they had certain amount of time that they had to wait. There was nothing they could do apart from prepare, go find the witches, etc. He found the witch. He, did everything he needed to do. He had time to set up the candles and the hope and just have one night with Ceres. And I don't pretend that most people would just be, laser focused on getting their sister back. But they had a time scale. They couldn't go early. Malcolm wasn't going to be there.
Yeah, but I definitely think that he's doing it because he's thinking that he's going to rescue Lane by himself.
And he might not make it.
Yes. So this was just basically like farewell with a happy moment for him to remember. And then he goes and get his sister.
Yeah.
Memoirs of Luz Bell. She loved him. She lost him. And he came back. But wasn't completely him. She feared him. She fought him. But she fell for him. Memoirs of Luz Bell. Now available on Amazon.
Okay, chapter 38.
Martyrs for Friends.
So this is a curious title because in this chapter he's talking is about Lloreth. That when Lloreth found out that he's going to rescue Evelyn, maybe he will die there, that he doesn't need to take his life just because of Fisher. He said that he's going to be patient, that it doesn't bother if he has to wait, and he doesn't like to have martyrs for friends. But it's curious because right now he's being a martyr. He is the one saying that I don't like to have martyrs for friends.
No, he's just the biggest hypocrite. I don't want martyrs for friends, but I don't mind being a martyr myself.
And saying this, I'm going to sacrifice myself to help my friends and rescue my sister.
Yeah.
So in this chapter, Sarah's wake up in Ballard. And she is happy, remember what happened the night before. She can hear some birds in the window. So everything is like a Disney movie starting from this moment. But then she realized the Fisher is not there. And when she starts to looking for him, when she sees there's a shadow gate. And then she like, oh, no, he wouldn't. And then when she finds a note. And this note, there are some instructions for her. Things that she need to do or say to the friends, and also saying goodbye, basically.
Mm-hmm. He signs it F.
Yes.
And I talked a little bit about this last week. Like, he signed it F. He didn't sign it Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't sign it Kingfisher. I think his real name starts with F. And that was like part of him giving that to her.
Yeah.
But I can't think what it might be. I do tend to think that we might find that it is not a name that we've heard in the book. We thought last week that it might be something that we've already heard of. I think it could be something related to like Arthurian legend. I think that there is a Fisher King in Arthurian legend who has to go through a big sacrifice, and it's very similar to that. So there's some names that it could be, but I can't find any that begin with F. So, but let's see. I do think we will find out.
So you generally think that his name is going to start with F?
Yeah. Because otherwise, why didn't he just sign it Fisher or Kingfisher?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I thought it was like a tradition now in this kind of story, just sign out with the first letter or the name they're going for. So he might be what? Francis? Still in the
Fred.
Fred.
Frank.
Kim Fred.
Frank. Yeah. No, I think it could be something like Faye. Something all powerful and all amazing. But yeah, I just got a strong feeling. Like, I feel like he would have signed it Fisher. But he didn't. He signed it F. And that was like him giving her a part of himself, his part of his real name.
It could be, because if he has his name and then he has to find another name that's like the public name, so maybe inspiration.
Well,
the name
mom,
that he has already, the mother.
The mother would
like
do it.
Fisher, yeah.
Because they'd have to do it before they could even speak. And he hasn't taken Nimerelle. He's left his sword on the mantelpiece.
I mean, I understand that for him it's dangerous in case that maybe Malcolm grab this sword. But first, I thought that if other Fae or somebody else tried to get a god sword, it can't touch it or can't take it.
Off.
So what was the need to do this? Because the sword will be really useful for him because he's the right honor of the sword. If he lost the sword, nobody else will be able to
I
touch
know.
it.
I have some problems with Kingfisher's actions here. Like, I know that I just said that nobody could criticize this book. But I mean, Kingfisher is not having a great, like, he's not covering himself in glory here, is he? He's not got any confidence. He doesn't think he's going to win. He thinks if he goes there, Malcolm's going to steal his god sword and everything's going to go to shit. Like, where's the confidence? Where's the confidence? This is normally like, right, I'm going to go and I'm going to give it my all. Like, of course he's not going to win if he doesn't think he is.
Yeah.
He needs to build himself up. He needs to psych himself up. And he doesn't need to leave his sword on the mantelpiece.
Yeah. I mean, it's something strange. You want to think, oh, okay, maybe for Fisher it makes sense, but for me it's just one of those things that actually doesn't.
Yeah, it's not really in keeping with his character. Although it is in keeping with his character from the day before where he was like, oh, I might as well just commit suicide.
Or maybe there's still stuff that we don't know, like we were talking in the previous episode. If the owner of this kind of sword dies, does the sword know that the Fae is dead and then it's open to a new owner? And if it's like that, what does it mean? Anyone can grab the sword, or just maybe the person who kills the owner has the right to take it, like claim it.
Yeah, that'll be why. That's a good point. Yeah, that'll be why. But still, where's the confidence, Fisher? He thinks he's going to die.
Yes. But yeah, Ceres straight away, she jumps into the Shadow Gate and goes to college when she finds that Carrion is dead, and Carrion even make a jump, like, Jesus, you make me jump. And
That's because he's snooping around Kingfisher's bedroom.
Yeah, shouldn't be there in the first place. But apparently he was there looking for Onyx.
Why was he looking for Onyx? Stop right there. Like, this is suspicious for me, because why would he just be looking for Onyx? He must either like the fox or he's bored and he's like, I'm going to go play with the fox. I think Carrion knows that something is different about Onyx. Whether it's from his book, his grandma's books, and he knows that a specific type of fae can shapeshift into an animal or a fox. He maybe knows something about, I don't know, but he knows something. Why would he be looking for the fox?
Yeah, other question will be, it was Onyx that maybe was guiding Carrion to the room so he can start to see maybe the artwork that was there or all the stuff.
In the book.
Yes, so I don't know if it was just an accident. The Carrion actually was looking for Onyx, and Onyx was just in Kingfisher's bedroom because he was, I don't know, missing him or something. Or was Onyx like guiding Carrion because Onyx needs maybe Carrion to know some stuff.
Yeah, maybe. But we don't think that Carrion is in Adina's sketchbook or in her journals, because otherwise Kingfisher would have recognized him, and he didn't. No,
that's one of the strange things. And even when he was about to like telling to Cyrus that, oh, you will never know that the stuff that I found down here, and then Cyrus was like, yeah, it's me with fair ears. So
yeah, but then what if it was something else?
Yeah, maybe he was talking about something else, and then like she says this, and like, oh, so she has seen this already.
Yeah, but there's more in there.
Yeah.
But Kingfisher does say it kind of stops when she arrives.
Yeah. So Cyrus shared the news with everyone. And they started reading the note, and everyone is angry with him.
With the martyr.
Yes.
That is their friend. They've all got a martyr for a friend.
For fuck's sake, now we have to rescue him as well.
Yeah.
They were planning how to go to Lloreth, and it was clear there was no options to go there because there was no Quicksilver or nobody
Except
else.
there is. Nobody knows there is.
So that's another thing that I was thinking, because apparently if you just cross the Quicksilver and then you tell her where you want to go, in this case, if you just think that you want to go to Lloreth, then it should appear maybe in the closest Quicksilver pool in the place, even if there's no exactly there, if they don't know.
Right, like diagonally.
Yeah, something like that.
And he ends up in Nocturne Alley, which sounds absolutely nothing like it.
Malcolm
Sorry.
Ali.
Harry Potter spoiler. It kind of is like flu powder, isn't it?
Yeah.
You could just use the fireplaces. I don't know how it works, but nobody knows that there is Quicksilver at Lloreth. Right? Anyway.
So it's Carrion, the one who comes with a solution. And then he realized that these shadow gates, when they're open, they stay a little while open. So he had the idea, well, if a fish is going to open once he has Everlane, once Everlane crossed the shadow gate, that means that we can go through that shadow gate and rescue him. And they were like, oh my God, you're a genius. That's so good. I could kiss you. And he was like, maybe later.
Maybe later.
But first, he needs a fancy sword.
Yes, but there's no time to make one. So Ren just finds a really nice double-hander, whatever that means. I don't know my swords. He finds a nice double-hander, gives it to Ceres, and she can just imbue that with Quicksilver.
Yes. And then she started to have some discussion with the Quicksilver. And the
her
Quicksilver is
joke
asking
is
is for a joke.
Her joke is terrible. The fire at the circus. Being intense. It's really bad.
The one from Carrion is really
really
good.
Funny.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Good. Should we remind the people of the joke? A husband turns to his wife and says, I bet you can't think of something that will make me simultaneously happy and sad at the same time. She doesn't even need to think. She says, yours
is bigger than your brother.
Yeah, your cock is bigger than your brother's. That's really, really good. Should we play a game?
Oh, what?
And who's got the best joke for the Quicksilver?
Oh, no.
I came prepared.
Just spoiler warning from myself. All of them, they're going to be maybe daddy jokes.
They're not going to be dad
They're going to be funny.
Dad jokes, not daddy jokes.
Oh, it's this daddy shadows and that
shadow
stuff.
daddy jokes.
Yeah, shadow daddy jokes.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can make you laugh.
Okay.
Try not to laugh.
I'll do my best.
I asked my husband if I was the only one he'd slept with. He said, yeah, the others were at least 7s and 8s. I can't do it without laughing myself.
Okay. I got one. I told to my wife she was drawing her eyebrow too high. She looked surprised.
That's really good. Mine are all, yeah, okay. My boyfriend dumped me because I'm too childish. So I crashed my Hot Wheels into his driveway and I flipped him off with a popsicle. It's not that good, actually.
Okay, I got another one. How you make a tissue dance?
I don't know. How do you make a tissue dance?
With a little boogie.
You need a little dance then as well. It was so cool. We're not very good at not laughing. I'm not going to get through this one without laughing.
Laughing already.
A man goes into a doctor's and says, I've got 5 penises. The doctor says, my God, how do your pants fit? Like a glove. I mean, it's obvious. The old ones are the best.
Okay, this probably is going to be my last one.
Okay.
What rich people say to the babies when they want to tickle them?
I don't know.
Gucci, 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 Gucci.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
You laugh.
Okay, this one's going to be really bad. 2 nuns are riding their bicycles down a cobblestone road. One looks around and says, I don't think I've ever come this way before. The other one says, must be the cobblestones. We'd be the worst comedians because we can't even get through our jokes with our own jokes without laughing.
Oh, gosh.
I also have this one. If you think your day is bad, just remember that somewhere out there, someone is dating your ex and they think it's an upgrade.
Oh.
Right, I'm done. Do you think the Quicksilver would have gone for any of those?
I will be really disappointed, like heartbroken, if
I
it's
think
not laughing.
At least one of those
Yeah.
deserves the God's sword, right?
I mean, for a sword they will call Simon, definitely will take one of those.
Which one was your favourite?
The glove.
The problem is you can see it a mile off and it's still funny.
Yeah.
Okay, should we try and be serious again? I love this bit. Like, there is no more perfect sword for Carrion than one that loves
Your dirty jokes.
inappropriate jokes. Yeah. And he calls it Simon.
Yes, it's just perfect and everything.
Yes.
And the interesting part,
So sorry.
still laughing about it.
No, I'm laughing at Simon. I'm laughing at the name Simon for a sword. It was brilliant.
Yes. I mean, after like Nimerelle, Solas, Simon.
Also, one of our really good friends is called Simon.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine Simon with the sword Simon?
Yes. I wonder what's going to be Simon's power. Because when...
Silly name for a sword. It's not a silly name for a person. Sorry, Simon. But it is a silly name for a sword.
Yeah. But Sarah's asking, are you going to give it like some god power? And
He says that's for me to know. So obviously he's going to have
Yes.
some god power, isn't he? Yeah. Don't know. Could be anything. We don't know anything really about the powers that swords can give you. We don't really know much about the powers that Fae are born with or they inherit from their parents. We've got so much to learn.
yeah, true. But once the sword is on Karen's hand, then Lloreth arrives and he really doesn't like the witch. He has something against Isabel, and Isabel is like pretended that she doesn't know him. So obviously Lloreth said that they're like some history together.
He says they've met before.
Yes, and then she's laughing that, oh, I forgave you then. But yeah, I don't think that she forgot him.
He can't lie. We've got to remember this.
Yeah.
So you've got to take everything he says as either it is true or he
thinks it's
genuinely believes it's true because he can't lie. So, yeah, it feels to me like there is something that Isabel is hiding.
Yes, but Lloreth, the thing that he has against the witches is because he thinks the witches are the one that they adore dragons and they were the responsibles of bringing the vampire curse to the Fae world.
Yeah, so he says they're dragon lovers.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously there's some kind of connection there, but there's supposed to be no dragons left as well. And this is possibly kind of foreshadowing for what's going to happen in Brimstone because we suspect there's going to be dragons in Brimstone, right?
Yeah.
What if the witches bring them back?
Yes, that's something that I was thinking that maybe the witches are there responsible for the dragons and also for the vampires. So I don't know if everything they're doing is to eradicate the Fae because the dragon, they love eating Fae. But at least Unknown Chakra, it was like
Unknown
eating.
Chakra was protecting them for hundreds of years.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, Malcolm offered him bones, whatever he offered him. So I wonder if there was a split between the witches because Isabel specifically says the Balkida clan were responsible for the cure. They found the cure and they were kind of charged by the Dianthus line for finding the cure. Like that was the way that they were basically forced into it. Well, they had to. And they did. So I wonder if there's several clans of witches and some of them started it and the Balkida clan fixed it. The thing for me is that Lloreth said previously, or it could have been Ren, one of them said that they haven't been seen for 100 years. They've gone. 100 years is not a long time for Fae. So what happened 100 years ago to make them go. And it could be, I think it's something that happened 100 years ago between Lloreth and Ishabel. Maybe there was a war that drove them out, or something happened 100 years ago. And I think it's that interaction with Ishabel. The only other explanation is that Ishabel was somehow there when he got attacked, or got involved somehow in the vampires that attacked him. And we do think that was actually Taladeus, don't we? But something happened.
Yeah.
He knows her and he can't lie.
I'm definitely with Lloreth in this one. And I think in the next books, we will find out that there are maybe a clan of witches that are working really close with Malcolm or with the vampires.
Or at least like recreating the dragons.
But during all this discussion, a Shadowgate appears from the ceiling, and then Lane falls, and then they just have seconds to react. So they start to jump into the Shadowgate. The first one to go is Carrion, followed by Saris, and when Saris is about to go there, Lane just start to shouting at her, "Be careful with the water." And she was like, "Later."
Yeah. Don't you think, though, Fisher was really sneaky here? So what he must have done is, if you think about where the Shadowgate is, he must have put the Shadowgate over the cliff and thrown Lane like a basketball, like slam dunked her through
2 points
through it, because he knew that they would want to try and get back through. So he's trying to make it hard, not only for Lane, because he knows that she'll try to get back through, but I think he's also trying to stop his friends. You just got to imagine what he did here, like through the gate, through Lane.
Yeah.
And then.
Yes. I mean, just the fact that he managed to rescue Lane by himself, even when he wasn't able to cross, that is just incredible. And without the God Sword. But yeah, Saris just got there and straight away she started falling. And that's how we end this chapter. She is falling.
Splop.
I'm still falling.
Yeah. Chapter 39.
And Rathmore. So we finally get the meaning of these words here. And what it means is release us. And also, this is the chapter when we're going into the first circle of hell.
Yeah, I've got a question about that. Do I really think this is hell? Because it's also on the map.
It's like a physical hell, but I don't think it's maybe like a spiritual hell or, like an other dimension hell. So maybe that's why it's the first circle, because it's something really horrible, but it's in the physical world.
I feel like it's hell for these trapped souls. Because I guess a hell is anywhere where a soul is trapped. And we've speculated before, haven't we, that there'll be 5 books, 5 circles of hell.
Yes.
Even though we know that only 3 books will be from Kingfisher and Ceres's point of view.
Yes. So I really waiting that we're going to see all of them, or at least know what are those hells. Yeah. Yeah,
but I wonder if, like, to be honest, Silvarin, like the 3rd, could be considered to be a circle of hell, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe we've seen the other circles.
So we start this chapter with Saris fallen in the dark, and then she falls into a lake, and it's a lake so cold that everything on her body starts to hurt. And I don't know if you have that feeling, but I'm being once that I jumped into a lake and it was freezing, and when I just got inside, the feeling that I got was like thousands of needles everywhere, just like going into my body, and it was like shocking.
Yeah, I've jumped into a lake before, but I had to run around the lake first. And when I jumped in, I was like exhausted from running around this lake. So you did the jog around the lake, then you jumped in the lake, and it was in the Lake District in like October. It's freezing cold. Yeah, it feels exactly like that. But I
Yeah.
didn't go rib first, and I didn't fall from the sky. I just jumped off a pier, feet first. So
No, John
wasn't
was
even that
from a waterfall, and then obviously when I went to the
that's so
bottom,
dangerous.
I was a little daredevil by then.
How old were you?
I don't know, like 14, something like
My
that.
goodness, I'm not
Yeah.
ready for our children to take risks like that. Ugh. Did your mum know?
It was from school, I think, or I wasn't with my parents when that happened. I can't remember what I was
Your
doing.
mum would have freaked out. If I know your mum, she'd have freaked out.
My baby. Yeah. But
Poppy.
Sarah's, she is like drowning here at this point, and it has to be because she doesn't know how to swim, isn't it?
Yeah, she got
Because
and Carrion. Like,
she well, they haven't been raised in a place where they can be surrounded by water.
yeah, they don't have any
so
water.
it's like,
I think this is really good, this bit. I remember thinking, this is like really good, consistent characters.
yes, because that was like the first thing that came to my mind. Well, she can't be able to swim here because how she will learn,
Yeah.
and sand it won't be the same.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, Lloreth came to the rescue and take her to the shore. And then they start to find out that Carrion wasn't around, but thanks to Lloreth's great vision as a fae, he found her. And then he is like dead. And then they start to give him like some first aid. Sarah starts to like properly freaking out because he's not reacting. And Lloreth is just like
She really
desperate.
cares about him now.
Yeah, they're friends now, obviously. But she was like, come on, Carrion, don't do that. If you do this, I will tell to everyone that you are a shitty lady or
Yeah,
something
he
like
wakes
this.
up.
You won't fucking dare.
He heard that.
Yes. But obviously, after all this experience, they are in a lot of pain. And then here is when Lloreth starts to share this little leaf that he has, and it's the widow bane. These leaves are really good as for not feeling pain. The waters normally they have this, and then they get hurt and they can just carry on because they don't feel any pain. The problem is because they don't feel any pain, then they can just die for massive wounds.
Yeah.
And I think we're talking about this once.
It would be the object that I would bring back from the Fey realm as one of the
if
questions.
you don't
from
feel
the
any
Quicksilver.
pain, how dangerous could be as well. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, don't swallow it because you'll shit yourself within 5 minutes. And again, like, most of these notes, most of the prep for this episode was done by you. I've just got stupid comments. My thoughts were like, what if she'd
You just swallow.
what if she'd swallowed it?
So it's talking from their own experience.
And then, it would just be a totally different situation. Do you think that demon? Oh my god!
That's where he found that.
Yeah. Well, no, they can only sense movement. They can't. So I wonder if they can smell. Sorry, I need to calm down.
Come back to Ocean.
Oh, can you imagine though? Ugh.
Yes. But I can imagine that first fight they found out that after 5 minutes you killed yourself. Oh shit. Literally.
But that would be like all I could think about. I couldn't even concentrate. On like taking down Malcolm. I'd just be like, don't swallow it. Don't swallow it. I wouldn't be able to concentrate. I wouldn't be able to concentrate on where Kingfisher was because honestly, I would just be like, you know what? I'd rather cope with the pain because...
Yeah, because it will come a time that she might be like, oh shit, oh you got hurt. No, I swallowed it.
Where's the nearest toilet in this place? And they're in a maze with the walls keep moving. What a nightmare.
Yes, but the first reference that we have about this place is a really dark place. Then Sarah starts to see there's like snowing, but it's like a massive snowflakes. And then she realized it's no snow, they are ashes. So I wonder why ashes? It just to make this like environment creepier, or it's actually a source of a volcano, dragons that still burning everything around.
No,
Why?
it's because they're in Lloreth,
Mm.
and we find out in the next chapter, or the next couple of chapters, that Fisher's big dirty secret, is that he was protecting or trying to protect the city of Lloreth.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm's feeders came, and he knew they were going to lose. They were outnumbered. The feeders were going to attack the Fae of Lloreth,
Mm-hmm.
and they were going to become feeders themselves. And there were thousands of Fae there. So Fisher could not afford, or Evelia could not afford, for Malcolm's army to grow by thousands of feeders. So he set fire to the city. So the ashes are the remains of Lloreth
Mm-hmm.
after having been set fire to them, after having been set fire by Fisher. And that is the thing that he finds it so hard to live with. He can't live with himself for doing it. He's like struggling with the guilt of that. And so they're trapped in this hell that's a burning city, and that's where the ashes are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trapped in the hell that's the guilt of having done that. But it was like the definition of the great doing something for the greater good, because what's the alternative? You give your enemy thousands more. And what kind of a life is that anyway? So they were going to die, or they were going to become feeders.
Yeah.
So he did it like as like the ultimate
They
sacrifice.
had no other options or better for the rest and
Yeah.
more feeders. Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to deep dive that story later, but
Mm-hmm.
that is the source of the ash. So.
Yeah. Okay. No, I knew the story. It's just the you were expecting the after hundreds of years, more than a century that
Yeah, but
happened.
they're trapped
but
there.
still,
It's an
like
illusion, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Malcolm's illusion, the whole thing.
So they arrive to a huge amphitheater, and there's a massive crowd there, and all of them they're screaming, "Anorath more, Anorath more." Cyrus immediately she recognized those words because that's exactly the same words the Quicksilver said to her the first time, and then Lloreth tell them that this means release us.
Yes.
And then once she knows what it means, that she can understand what they're saying.
Yeah, so I think this is all related. I don't think the Quicksilver is telling her, release us, release us, release us. Either this is just the Quicksilver in Kingfisher's body that's reliving this moment and can't stop saying Anorath more, Anorath more, Anorath more, because it's heard it for 100 years. Or this is not the Fae of Lloreth, but actually there is something also trapped inside the Quicksilver that wants to be released. You know, all the voices in the Quicksilver. Does the Quicksilver also have souls trapped inside it? And will Ceres's ultimate goal be to free the Quicksilver? So by the end of her story, no one can manipulate the Quicksilver because she set it free.
Maybe something else. What about if the other gods that are trapped in the Quicksilver? Maybe, I don't know. They had a fight or something. They got stuck on the Quicksilver because the Quicksilver is this massive connection with the gods as well. So it could affect the gods.
Yeah, the question is whether she will be able to communicate with the Quicksilver now as a fae and a vampire. You would think that she could, but Lloreth says at the end, my brothers and sisters won't be able to see you now because they can't see what shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a god connection, isn't there, between the Quicksilver? It's all in the pool that separates the realms. So we've got so much to learn and we can only speculate. But I suspect that whatever it is, the voices of the Quicksilver do want to be freed.
Yeah. Do you really thought the meaning of this word will be release us? Or what was your first thought?
So I thought it was a place because more for me is like a mountain, hills that are really bleak and very like a swamp kind of thing. Or a really barren mountain. I don't know, just ferns. So I thought it was a place.
I remember that I started looking the letters, trying to get like maybe a meaning with this. I couldn't find anything because then maybe Kalihar was giving us some clues here. But then the meaning that I thought it could be something like feed us more or feed us more, because
Oh, yeah.
when Kingfisher was like scared of these words, so I thought maybe like a beast or something that's like
Yeah.
asking for souls or
Yeah.
bodies or something like this. So they keep walking in this place and they see Fisher in the distance, and he is surrounded as well for all these feeders. And that is not the biggest surprise in this place.
Surprise, surprise.
No. Haron, Madra's god, he is dead as well. And he is dead, creepier as ever, with Quicksilver eyes. And the skin, I think, is as well like, I think it's like maybe dead, kind of the skin in that description that we get. But also, he has a lot of power because he's controlling the feeder. They are surrounded by feeder, but Haron is the one who's telling them, like, wait. And also, he creates kind of like a shadow gate.
Yeah, it's not a shadow gate, but it is a gate.
Yes. Even Sarah said that it's something that it just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
There's like a perversion of nature, is what she says.
Yeah. So he says this is the first circle of hell. Like, let's just break down the things that he says. We already talked about whether it is the first circle of hell. But he also has, she says, what power could he have over the monsters? He just literally claps his hands or something, doesn't he? And they stop.
Yeah.
So have you got any theories about what power he has over the feeders? Is it just because he's there with Madra? Madra's one of the triumvirates, so he represents Madra. If he says stop, they stop because of that.
It's a lot of things that we don't know about Haron, because it seems that Fisher recognized him, or I don't know if he recognized the uniform. So Fisher knows about Haron, and then Haron as well, he knows a lot about Madra's power, and when he was saying that she won't let me go, so he knew that he will go there in this place. Maybe it's because he's seen it before, which means that maybe he is really old as well. That he's been with Madra for hundreds of years as a minion, for example. The power that he has here is probably because he is one of Madra's favorite. We don't know yet what is this relationship between Belicon, Malcolm, and Madra. They have like an association here. We don't know what other powers they have together. But it seems the Madra can control maybe hell or part of the hell, or who is controlling the hell.
So Haron has this like vortex power as well. He like creates a swirling vortex that takes her to support her. My theory is that Haron was always a fae. And he is now somehow linked to Madra. She won't let him die. I wonder if, I don't think it's quite right for it to be this like soul sharing magic, but I think it's something related to the soul sharing magic. As long as she lives, he lives, kind of like an opposite to the soul magic. He's like tethered to her in some way.
Yeah.
But I do think he's a fae, and I think that this vortex power is possibly the thing that he always had, like from his parents, that got passed down, and he's now trapped.
Yeah.
The only other thing it could be is that somehow the Quicksilver in him is doing it. But you'd think if that was the case, then the Quicksilver in Kingfisher would be able to control the feeders as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I strongly suspect that Haron is fae and has always been fae.
There wasn't any mention about if I have pointed ears or anything. Just
Not
that,
here, but
yeah,
it was
before maybe.
Yeah, I guess not before, because he would have just had the glamour on it. But it makes me wonder wonder if, the Guardians, whether, because there were lots of fae on the other side, Madra somehow found a way to like force them to be her guardians, and that maybe some more of the guardians are Fae. Yeah, I wondered if she was like somehow in control of the Fae.
We know the Madra's guard is supposed to be like the strongest of all the kingdom, so maybe one of the reasons is because they were Fae or something related with Fae. So Haron is telling her that she needs to cross that vortex. Lloreth says to Sarah, don't worry, we are with you. We're going with you because they're surrounded. There's nothing they can do. And then she's like sending a message to Fisher, and Fisher receives the message, and he is scared.
Sarah, don't come.
Yes, and she just goes
too late.
Second time that somebody tell her, don't go, or careful with something, and nope. Head first. And that is the end of chapter 39.
Yeah, she's like, the last words are, and it was ripping me to pieces, or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think she said something similar when the first time that she crossed the Shadow Gate.
Yeah.
That's why I thought that he was doing kind of like a Shadow Gate as well, something similar.
That's the end of the chapter.
Yes.
And the end of the deep dive. So let's flip the pages of Adina's sketchbook. This is the part of the show where we channel our inner eye as Mummy Kingfisher would and put our oracle skills to the test in the hope that we get at least something right for Brimstone. What is your favourite theory this week?
I will stick with Lloreth is right and the witches are the ones who are going to bring the dragons back, or they are the ones who create the vampires. I don't know. I'm not going to say that all the witches are the same. It's going to be maybe you like a specific clan or specific group. They are doing all of this.
Yeah, I agree with you. So mine's a toss-up between the fact that Carrion knows that Onyx is something more and that Haron is Fae and has always been Fae and is somehow linked to all of this.
Yeah.
So neither of them are fully formed theories, but they're like half theories that might lead somewhere. So I'm going to go with Haron is Fae.
Okay.
And that actually, he gets killed in this book, but he's not going to be dead. He's going to come back in every book.
Yes. I mean, he's already dead, so can you kill a
dead person?
Dead person, yes.
Chop off their head, maybe. Next week. So, sticking with the theme of precognition, let's look at the 3 chapters we're going to cover next week.
So, next week we're going to be with Chapter 40, Introductions, Chapter 41, Killeth Rye, Chapter 42, That'll Cost You. And again, next week, just 3 and getting closer to the end.
We're getting so close to the end.
Well, the other good part about this is we're getting closer as well to Brimstone.
Yeah, and we've got the Kingfisher POV chapters to do after this as well. And then we'll have a final lock-in, your predictions.
Yes.
Questions from the Quicksilver. So this is the part of the show where we listen hard to the ethereal whispers of the Quicksilver and dig deep into our souls for the answer. So last week, the question was, if you have to leave your house in a hurry, what one thing would you grab?
I think I'm going to be boring in this one and probably I will take my laptop because without my laptop, I will lose everything. I'm a writer, a lot of my books are there. I have it safe and clouds and that kind of stuff as well, but it would be a hazard to go through all the stuff from the podcast. It will be affected if something happened to me.
It's a really sensible thing. It's really sensible. It just shows the difference between you and I.
Okay.
Because I would either grab my coffee machine.
Coffee machine.
And coffee. Oh, I could buy coffee. Or I would...
drinking coffee waiting for the fireman to arrive.
Yeah. I'll go next door. Although they could make me coffee.
Yeah.
Or probably something sentimental, to be honest.
I thought you were going to say something. Oh, we'll take the pictures of our wedding or the pictures of the boys or something like this.
Not the pictures because I have them on my phone. Would I have my phone?
Phone.
It'd have to be my phone then because all my photos are on it.
Yeah.
No, it would be really hard because we've got 2 children, but I would grab their teddies or I would grab something that they would need. Probably more than anything. So, you could buy another coffee machine. You could. It's the sentimental
Another
stuff.
one.
Yeah, I would probably grab something at the boys.
Mm-hmm.
But would I only be able to grab one thing? Because then I'd have to choose which child's
Yeah,
teddy
but
to
this
bring.
is applied for the boys as well. And boys, grab one thing.
No,
Let's go.
You'll be like, get out of the house.
Yeah, probably they won't get just one thing. Yeah. Oh, I want my teddy and my Legos and my tablet and my books and
Yeah,
everything.
I might grab my Fourth Wing Infantry Edition proof. That might be the one thing that I grab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I cheated and I chose like 4 things there. Anyway, this week, if you had the chance to escape for one night only before doing what you felt was an impossible task, where would you go? By Shadowgate, you can go anywhere in the world.
Yes. Just like Fisher had maybe something to just
Give you
relax and okay, cool. I will think about it.
Good. Got a week. And that's all there's time for this week. So thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Faithfully Fantasy Pod. Come and join the conversation. We'd love to hear your thoughts, theories, questions, and comments, so send them our way.
And with this, we have just one more thing to say. Thank you for listening to Faithfully Fantasy,
The husband and wife podcast talking all things Quicksilver.
We'll see you next week for our deep dive of chapters 40 to 42. And of course, for more Faithfully Fantasy.
Bye!